All right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, all.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right. Welcome to our speaking practice group meeting, and glad to be back. Yeah, and see you all. I hope you all doing well. And we have, as usual, we have a moderator today. Nabil. Oh, sorry, Altamis, and also we have a great speaker, Miss Irene. So I will hand over this session to our moderator, Altamis, please.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the opportunities. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to our meeting this evening. My name is Rahmat Altamis, and I'll be your moderator for today. Before we begin, let me share the rundown for this session. We opening Zoom at 7:30 p.m. and right now greeting participants, reading the rundown at 7:30 until 7:45, and then our presenter will share a presentation at 7:45 p.m. until 8:05 p.m. And then we will have Q&A session. Feel free to ask questions via chat or by raising your hand at 8:05 p.m. until 8:25 and taking pictures. And then we have breakout room. We'll split into 2 breakout rooms of 15 minutes each. You can ask anything with your partner in your breakout room. And then closing, we'll wrap up this with a group picture photo and select a new moderator. Following the rundown, I'd like to invite Miss Irene to begin the presentation. Miss Irene, time and place is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Do you hear my voice clear?
Yes, clear.
First of all, I would like to apologize because I'm on my way to get home. We've been trapped in a traffic jam for almost 2 hours. The car is not moving at all, so please forgive me for not share my cam. I will use 2 devices to share the material that I will share today. Okay, let me share this. Okay. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, we can.
Yes, good.
Okay.
Okay, I'm so sorry. The layout should be not like this, but since I shared from my pad, so I think it's okay. We can still read it anyway. Okay. So before I start my presentation today, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Taqabbalallahu minna wa minkum. Maybe that's the first thing that I would say, since I hope it's not too late for me to say that. And today I would share this presentation, another book review, but of course from different writer. But I think, as I told you a month ago, I will only share the book that I consider thought-provoking. What is thought-provoking book? I will tell you later on. So this is the novel in the first slides, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time by Haddon. And then this is the list of the thing that I would present today. The first part is the novel and the author bio. The second one is my first impression when I read the novel, and then the story for the third part. And then on the fourth part is the chapter and its good bits. And then for the final one is my final verdict. So friends, this book is quite unique. I would consider it it's unusual book for us to read. This is the thing that I wrote on this slide is the thing that you can read on the back cover of the book. So 15-year-old Christopher has a photographic memory. He understands math. He understands science. What he cannot understand are other human beings. When he finds his neighbor's dog lying dead on the lawn, he decides to track down the killer and write a murder mystery about it. But what other mysteries will he end up uncovering? So basically, this is the story of the novel. Okay, let's go on to the first part. The first part is about the novel itself. The title is The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, written by Mark Haddon. And the book was published by Jonathan Cape and David Flicking simultaneously in 2003, and it has 288 pages. Okay, maybe some of you would ask, who is Mark Haddon? So Mark Haddon is a writer and artist. His best-selling novel, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, was published simultaneously by Jonathan Cape and David Flicking in 2003. It won 17 literary prizes, including the Whitebread Award. In 2012, a stage adaptation by Simon Stevens was produced by the National Theatre and went on to win 7 Olivier Awards in 2013. And in the 2015 Tony Award for Best Play. In 2005, his poetry collection, The Talking Horse and the Sad Girls and the Village Under the Sea, was published by Picador. And his play, Polar Bears, was produced by the Donman Warehouse in 2010. The Fire Falls, a collection of short stories, was also published by Cape in 2016. To commemorate the centenary of the Hogarth Press, he wrote and illustrated a short story that appeared alongside Virginia Woolf's first story for the press in 2 stories. It's in 2017. His most recent novel, The Porpoise, was published by Chato and Windus in 2019. So if you know, if you love literacy, I think you know Virginia Woolf. She is one of the best writer who has mental issue, and I think the ideology that Mark Haddon has is almost the same like Virginia Woolf. But something different about both of them. Martin Haddon doesn't have any mental challenges, but different from Virginia Woolf. Okay, for the second part, I would like share my first impression about this book. So actually, the one who introduced this book to me is my husband. He convinced me to read the book because he is a book addict too, and told me that he told me that the book is thought-provoking. Last month we share about thought-provoking novel also, the Midnight Library, and maybe after my presentation last month, there are a friend who texted me and asked me what is a thought-provoking book. a thought-provoking book or novel is something that will give you effect after you read the book. It will trigger another urge to read more about the theme, about the title, about the thing that you just read. Okay, this is okay. Oh, hold on. The road is. Oh, I'm so sorry because the traffic is really bad. So the thought-provoking novel is a novel that will make you think not only about the novel itself, but also about the concept. It's not only about the story, the main characters, and then the plot, but it will provoke you to think more about the concept of the book. That's what I mean by thought-provoking novel. Okay, so my first impression is, I remember back then when my husband told me to read the book, and the title is very unique. It's quite long, and like it's not a common title for a novel. So I started to read several chapters, and then I was shocked and intrigued because the perspective of the main character is different. The main character has Asperger's, or we call now by science as autism spectrum. So I can feel a new perspective and understanding on that. It's go on, and the more you read it, the more you want to read everything, and the more you understand that how a 15-year-old boy named Christopher with his autism spectrum has a different point of view about life, about truth, about love, about everything. So that was my first impression. It's not a book that hard to read, but it's very logical because that's how autistic people think. So it's very logical. It doesn't involve emotion at all, but it's very interesting. Okay, let's go on with the third part about the story. So this is the summary of the novel. Mathematical genius Christopher Boone is 15 and may have Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism in which those who have it are often unable to interpret social or emotional cues from the people around them. In the second chapter, Christopher tells readers that he cannot read facial expression, and in the sixth chapter, he explains that because of his literal, non-ironic approach to the world, he cannot tell jokes. Disliking metaphor, Christopher does not willingly read any form of literature apart from detective novels. One night, he discovers his neighbor's poodle, Wellington, impaled on a garden fork. Wrongly blamed for the killing, he decides to imitate one of his literary heroes, Sherlock Holmes, and investigate the murder using similar deductive logic. If you know Sherlock Holmes, I love Sherlock Holmes. The thing that very special about him is his deductive logic, and that is also that Christopher liked. And to write about it, as he does. The title of this book is taken from 1893 home story by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, called The Adventure of Silver Blaze. During his investigation, he also uncovers facts about the reasons for his parents' separations, and believing himself to be in danger from the killer, runs away to London. And then for the fourth part, I will share about the chapter. This is something that you might not find in any other novel. The chapters are numbered the way you might expect. It's different. Christopher uses prime numbers only, so it starts with 2, then 3, then 5. So there is no chapter 1. So it's chapter 2, chapter 3, and then chapter 5, chapter 7, prime numbers, and so on. It only took me a moment when I began reading the book to realize this, and he addresses his choice later on, saying he likes prime numbers, and they are so logical. It clearly makes sense to him. I find cardinal numbers, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, to be perfectly logical, but at least I can understand. Okay.
Question off your mic.
Okay, and this is the fourth part that I want to share, is about the good bits of the novel itself. The first one is perspective and the absurdity of the world. So the actions of people on the autism spectrum often seems difficult to comprehend for people who are not autistic. However, telling the story from Christopher's perspective helps the reader understand his worldview and question the general accepted rules of society. So, as I told you earlier, that you will find a new perspective when you read this novel, because you cannot really think as you who doesn't have autism. You will think as Christopher thing in his world, how he perceived the world. So it's very new to me how the book drives me to think like autistic person. And then the second one is about truth, love, and safety. Christopher sees truth as an anchoring principle in the world. So he is autistic, but he knows the truth and values it almost the way other people might value right over wrong. If someone tells the truth, he can trust them. And if they lie, he fears them. However, Christopher also finds out that the truth can hurt as much as a lie. Something that I highlight from this book is about how autistic people cannot read or feel someone else's needs or emotions, except there is evidence of it. Like, they will not know if you are sad. Even though you said you're sad, they won't trust it. The only reason is the tears. So it's not insensitive, but it's how their brain works. Something funny that I found along the way I read is there are many people out there who are not autistic, but just don't care about other feelings, don't care about the needs of others. So after I read this book, I have this insight that you cannot really see the autistic person to be, they're, they're bad or they're even a person without autism still do the same. Okay, let's go on to the third part of the good bits. It's logic versus emotion. Christopher, who is on autism spectrum, struggles in interaction that depend on emotion or personality. Rather than sensing that someone is sad because of the tone of their voice, he often only perceives this emotion when the person starts crying and he can see physical evidence of their sadness. So at the end of the book, I realized that there always be evidence for our emotions. If you're happy, and then if you're sad, and things like that. So they still can know it, but they cannot really sense it. And what is my final verdict for this novel? The narrative is presented from perspective of Christopher Bloom, a 15-year-old boy with an unspecified developmental disorder that is likely on the autism spectrum. The novel feels genuine. That's the first one I feel, and then funny, because there are lots of part of it that make me smile and laugh, and real. I feel it's real. It is engaging and pulled me in front of the first page, as I told you earlier. It doesn't take a genius to know that this is a good book from the beginning of the novel. Christopher's logic touches on many truths in life, and the story touched my heart. I have recommended this to many friends in the last week, and it turns out I'm super late to Curious Party. Means some of my friends and family already read it earlier than I do. So if you are like late, and you don't know about the curious incident of the dog in the nighttime, don't miss this one. It's a must read. So I recommend this a lot for you who feel like your perspective is, you need more wider perspective about life. Just please read this book. Okay, this is the quotes that I cited from the novel. And when you look at the sky, you know you are looking at stars, which are hundreds and thousands of light years away from you. And some of the stars don't even exist anymore because their light has taken so long to get to us that they're already dead, or they have exploded and collapsed into red dwarfs. And that makes you seem very small. And if you have difficult things in your life, it is nice to think that they are what is called negligible, which means they are so small, you don't have to take them into account when you are calculating something. Christopher in the curious incident of the dog in the nighttime. So since of course Christopher, the main character, doesn't believe in God, but I do believe in Allah. So this is the same concept that we have. If we start to feel trapped in our problems and difficulties and challenges in daily life, we should see the bigger picture of the universe and see how small we are and how big the creator of us. So that makes me lots better to know that there are the one who control who creates this universe. So that's a different path, of course, from the Islamic point of view and Christopher point of view, but still the same values, right? So that's all my presentation today. I'm so sorry for all the noises, and I still cannot open my cam since I on my way to get home. Hopefully you are feel intrigued, or not intrigued, but you feel invited to read this book. It's an old book. It was published in 2003, but I think you can still find it online, or even you can read it by in the form of EPUB or PDF, or from the Apple Book. You can also buy it from the Google Book. I think they also sell it. But what I have is it's the real paper book. Okay, that's all from me. If you have any questions, please share or maybe okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, the presentation has gone good, and now it's time for Q&A session. If you have any question, feel free to use the chat or raise your hand. Okay, Mr. Atep, please unmute your audio and ask your question.
Okay, thank you, Altamis, for the opportunity and also wonderful presentation, Miss Irene. I know you are on the way home, but your effort was really appreciated. And well, my questions is regarding how you read the book. I mean, the time and how many time you spend for finishing the whole book. I mean, all the pages here. And I know some people have a busy activities, and they probably difficult to allocate the time, but I think it's depend on the intention and the motivation to start. But based on your personal experience, how do you allocate the time to make sure that you read the book in the proper time and in the moment where there's no kind of noise or any kind of disturb disturbance, I guess. So would you like to share about that, Miss Aaron?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Acep. Miss Iran, you can answer the question from Mr. Acep.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Acep, for the questions. I'm a mom of 3. I have toddlers. My teenage boys, of course, will just let me read the book, but I have toddlers, so we'll just, like ask for my attention, of course. So the only time to read is when my daughter sleep. That's the only time. Or in a car, like now. But it depends on the book. If the book is really interesting, I just cannot stop. For example, I have this very thick book of maybe some of you have the book. It's Sherlock Holmes, but it's compilation, so it's very thick, and I finished it in like I think it's only 3 days. But for this book, Mark Haddon book, I only finished in one time reading because it's very interesting, and it takes like around 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It's only 288 pages though. So I think if you feel connect to the book, you feel connect to the main character, it will be easier for you to read. And when it's easier for you to read, you will allocate the time easily. Different with textbook about the, like for your school or things like that. So for moms out there who wants to read or maybe loves to read, but you don't feel have time to read, you can, steal the time when the kids already in bed, or when they are at their grandma probably. But again, it's an option and it's your decision whether you wanted to do it or not. So if you make it priority, you will find the right time. But if you don't feel like it's priority, it will be hard to find the time to do it. So I think that's all that I can answer.
All right, thank you, Miss Irene.
Mr. Ren, you have okay. Okay, Mr. J, you can answer. You can ask the question to Mr. Ren.
Okay. First of all, thank you for the presentation, Ms. Irene. What I want to ask is how you find some good books to read. I mean, you don't have any favorite genre, like for me, I like mysteries, like puzzle or something. For ini is Sherlock Holmes and etc. The mysteries, the murder, the case, and the mystery genre. So I know you are not very into one genre. So for you to have some good books to read, how you know it, or are you searching for only the good book from the others, like very famous books or author?
One book.
Can you hear me?
Yes, of course. I can hear you. Can I answer now?
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay. So lucky me, Alhamdulillah, I have a husband who likes to read a lot. So I think since I told you earlier that the reason why I read this book because he asked me to read the book, and I think the reason why he recommends this book to me because I think the review. I think is it because the review?
No, because I already read all.
Oh yeah, because he already read it, and then he felt back then that I should read it too. In some cases like that, I have information from my husband, and then the other thing is I have several favorite writer. So I will every time she or he publish his or her new book, I will try to find it. For example, one of my favorite writer is Desi Anwar. Well, actually, she is not only a writer, but also an anchor and producer and things like that. But I try to find the book, and usually afterward, I will ask my son to read the same book. So like the book that I shared today from Mark Haddon, my first son also read it. So it's there are several options from my husband and then from my favorite writer. And sometimes I feel like from New York Times bestseller, it's not really, I have a different opinion. So sometimes people will overhype about it and they say, well, it's a good book, but it's not. So I read lots of good books, but I also read lots of books that I don't really feel really good about it. So yeah, especially after become a mom, it's kind of like hard to just indulge yourself into. Wait, it's a hole. Sorry, I saw a hole on the street. And so I think if you are have a more free time, you can googling it, or join this book club or things like that. But I don't, since I got married, I don't really do it anymore. So yeah, now it's only from my husband, and then from my favorite author, or from recommendation from friends or family. I hope that answer, Mr. G.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much for the answer.
No question anymore. Okay, Miss Aisha, you can ask the question to Miss Iran.
Okay, Miss Iran. First of all, thank you for the awesome presentation. And my question is, so I just read in the Google article that says this book is banned in the US because there are too many offensive words, too many words that considered offensive in the US. Do you personally think when you read that book, is it that offensive that have to be banned in the US? Thank you, Miss Iran.
Okay, you're very welcome. First of all, if it's offensive in the term of words, there is no curse words. Surprisingly, there is no F word, there is no other swear words. But from the
Sorry for
concept,
interrupting, Miss Iran.
yes.
But in this article, it said that it contains 28 F words.
I don't feel. Yeah, which editions? Because what I read is from
Publisher and edition.
yeah, publisher. Publisher do we have?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think two. Yeah.
Yeah, there are two publishers. As I told you, there are two publishers published this book simultaneously, and that's really rare happen. And then the first one is the publisher, who I think doesn't really do how is it, filter it. But the second one is the book that I read. I think because in the UK, this book was meant to read by a student for children. It should be for adult. Mark Haddon, in one, I researched on some interview that he had. Mark Haddon told the interviewer that it should be for adult. But then, since the concept is introducing the autistic spectrum to the society, to hinder the how do you say it, prejudice, they publish it to publisher. I think the 28 F words, it's whether not in the publisher that I read, because I recommend it to my son. So I suppose I don't read things like that. And the reason why they ban it, I think because the concept. There are lots of controversial about the autistic spectrum. How I read this article about how people in the autistic community feels abused by the novel, because the novel tried to portray the autistic person in general, but of course, it's not in
Oh, yang
general.
belakang itu. Supporter.
Okay, we are in the right.
Iya, supporter.
So I think it's not about the you know, like, because there are book have their own rating like R or PG-13 or something like that, and this is for all ages. But I think the reason why they ban it is because the concept of the autistic, it's very sensitive.
Kita beli ini kan
It's
dulu. Durian.
very sensitive
Yang ada anjing itu.
issue for some people discussing about this. So because oh yeah, there are one bad word there which is idiotic, idiot, things like that's not too good. Well, actually it's a good word if you use it properly, but from the book we can see how people with non-autistic spectrum will see people with autistic spectrum as crazy people or as idiot people, but they are not actually. So probably that. I cannot guarantee 100%, but probably about the concept.
So basically the book is not for the children but for adults, and the course words, the F words, is not the problem at all, but it's more about the concept. Is that right?
Well, the book is for children. If you read, if you try to find, if you Google it, they are in UK. It's one of the book that I think it's a junior high student that needs to read as the literacy reading. But I'm not sure about other countries because the only country that I know is in United Kingdom. It's for children. I think not children, but teens. Yeah. I don't think children will.
A teenager. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think children will be able to read this heavy. It's quite heavy book. So I don't think that's for children, and I think it's really suitable for teenager to prevent bullying. You have to read the book, and then you will see how the main character thinks, and then you will see the new perspective. It's different. That's from the other side. That's a new thing for me. So I think if you want to experience it, you have to read the book and then let me know, and then we will discuss it. I think it's very interesting. Same with the Midnight Library. It's also about the concept. The concept is really, really good.
Okay, thank you, Miss Ellen. I will shortly read the book. Thank you so much for the answers.
And please let me know after you read the book.
Okay.
We can discuss about it.
I will tell you after that.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much, Miss Ellen.
You're very welcome.
No question anymore? Or okay, if no question anymore, the Q&A time has come to an end. Now let's move on to the breakout room session. I'd like to invite Mr. Acep to take over.
All right, thank you. So before we continue with the breakout room sessions, I would like to request everyone to join in our group picture. So if you don't mind, please kindly open your camera, but of course it's not obligatory. You can that's not compulsory, so you can just turn your video off if you don't want to. So let me count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I want to make sure if Mr. Hadi managed to capture the picture. Mr. Hadi, is that okay?
Okay. Yes.
Awesome.
So,
All right. Okay, everyone. So now we are moving to the breakout room session. We will have two breakout room sessions, and each will run around 15 minutes. So you will randomly meet the the practice partner. So you can discuss anything, including the one that just discussed in the main session, which is about book review. But of course, the purpose of this breakout room session really to allow you to practice, to speak, and of course to share, to network. I hope that you can get productive time in your breakout room session. So let me randomly create the breakout room. Wait a second. Make sure.
Mr. Acep,
Yes.
is it okay if I left the room now because my trip is, I think it's still a long way to go home,
No
and
problem. Yeah.
if you don't mind, I would like to to leave the room. But
Okay.
before that, I would like to share my
Closing statement.
yes, my
Yes,
closing
please.
statement. Okay, wait, I need to share it again. Okay, start now. Sorry for that.
Lagi tempatnya Kang ya? Tempatnya nanti
Okay,
jauh.
okay. So this is my closing statement.
Jalannya halus.
It's very short, but life is not always about the same perspective. So go out there, find new friends, go to the new countries, go to the new places, talk to new
Iya, itu
people,
gelap gitu.
and have new perspective. That's it.
Apa Cuk?
All right, wonderful. But hang on, Miss Irene. I also want to share the certificate. This is the last session for you, I guess, before you leave the Zoom. So from the committee, I would like to say thank you to Miss Irene as our speaker, and also to our moderator, Altamis. So this is the certificate from us for you, speaker, and also the moderator. Let me spotlight a second. So this is the certificate. All right. Yes, this is the certificate for our speaker, Miss Irene. Again, thank you for being speaker in this session.
Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Aceh.
Great, welcome. So now I also would like to hand the certificate to our moderator, Mr. Altamis, and let me share the next one. So wait a second. Stop share first, and I will highlight the spotlight. And this is the certificate for Altamis. So thank you, brother Altamis, for being moderator in this session. Okay, so Mr. Adi, have you managed to capture the certificate and the moderator?
yes, I.
Okay, thank you. All right then. So as I mentioned, now we are moving to the breakout room session, and this is, let me click the button. Okay. Okay, open all room. So please.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam.
wabarakatuh. All right, so I think everyone's already returned to the main session. But I found some still in the breakout room. So
Aduh. Nanti tangguh. Nanti.
all right. So now we are moving to the second breakout room session, and I hope you find different partners. But let me check and just let me know if you were with the same partner. So let me create one. So we got room 1 Andika and Nabil, and room 2 Tangguh and Zahid, room 3 Altamis and Zakirahana, room 4 Aisyah and Herdi, room 5 Kaisan and Queen, room 6 G and Mad. Is that okay, everybody?
Yep.
All right, then. So enjoy the
Okay.
second breakout room, and I'll see you in the main session after 15 minutes. All right. So let me. Okay, that's all right. So you can have a conversation here, Mom Arik. So is that okay?
Okay, we are meeting again, Mr. Acep.
Yes, good. All right then. So how are you today?
Okay, maybe do you have a new information again for me, and you can share to me,
Of
because
course.
I'm not I don't have idea or topic.
All right, sure, no
Uh,
problem. Okay,
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, wait a second.
How about your holiday, Mister?
Okay, it was good. Well, we had sort of visiting beach, and yeah, I live in Sukabumi, and it's not so quite far from Pelabuhan Ratu,
Yes,
and
lot
I
of
think it took around
beach.
2 hours. Yeah, and yeah, it was fun as usual. But interestingly, I went there 3 days after Eid, I guess. It's around Sunday or Saturday, right? So when I arrived, it quite a heavy traffic jam. Uh, Traffic congestion's really bad because they return from the beach and to the homeland, right, or to Jakarta or to Bogor, and I think many uh local, I mean domestic tourists came in from different regions.
Oh yes, I
So
see.
but luckily when I returned, because I just spent around 3 or 4 hours there, the traffic got better because all the, I mean, many people already returned to the yeah, to the homeland. I mean, I guess to the place. So it was not really a problem for me. So I think, I guess it was the perfect time. Um, and my another family, they arrived at the beach 2 days before. I mean 3 days before me. The the conditions was not bad as well. I mean, uh, the traffic congestion is still under control. This because they just visited the beach on the day of it, right? So people still had um family matters, but then I mean my relatives visited the beach on the day of the Eid. So but the day after, I think that's the problem. I mean, traffic congestion happened, and I think probably it took more than, I guess, 5 hours if we got the bad traffic jam from my district to Pelabuhan Ratu. Yeah. So we got Kia here as well. I would say good evening. Oh, Kia already left the Zoom. Okay, how about you?
Yes, for my holiday, I went to my village,
Mm-hmm.
Central Java, actually, my hometown,
Good.
called Klaten City. It's
Mm,
located between Solo and Jogja,
mm,
something like that.
mm,
And yes, a lot of activity that I have done there.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, meet with a big family, and like eating together, go around together, or something like that.
Mm,
Yes, because if in the village, I have a lot of relative and also my sibling. Yeah, so we have
mm,
a lot of uh activity together during Lebaran, right?
Mm-hmm. Good. So
So
how
I
long
was so tired.
did you
Yes.
how long did you spend in your homeland?
Maybe 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 2 weeks. So many relatives that I should uh invite
Mm-hmm.
invite them. So 2 weeks I only visit all our relatives.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have time to holiday
Oh,
something.
really?
Yeah.
All right. But I believe you had a enjoyable moment. I mean, quality time with family and
Yes.
also relatives. And I know. Okay, so my question then, I know you met your family members, even maybe it's rare you met them, but then this it you had a great chance to meet them. So my question is, um, among the family you met, among family members you met during the last Eid, um, so which one that you didn't met very long time. I mean the longest time. I guess, for example, it's been 2 years or 3 years. But some family you met probably just months ago. That's the second time meeting with them, or maybe last year. So my question is, which one that you met very you met them with a very long time ago.
Yes. For me, actually, I often back to our village. Maybe for 2 months. I have a routine to back to our village to visit my parents because my parents, actually my father's, he has he has been getting sick
Mm-hmm.
for, I mean, 2 years. So I should visit my father's routinely. I mean, so uh, I always meet with my big family.
Mm.
So there is no someone or that
Okay, I think
Sorry, I can't participate too much.
Okay, Han, thank you.
All right, everyone. So hopefully you had enjoyable sessions with your breakout room partner. All right, now we are in the end of the session. But before we close and invite others to be the speaker, but of course, I think we got the next speaker already, but I'm looking for the next moderator. But before that, let me check if there is someone who is new. I mean, new participants. So probably anybody here consider yourself that you are this is your first time. Okay, let me ask Zahid. Is this your first time, Zahid?
No, this is my second time.
Okay, good then. Thanks. Okay, how about Tanggu?
This is my third time.
Oh, this is your third time, right?
Third time.
This
Ini yang
is my third time.
All right. Okay, good. Okay, so I think there's no new participant, but if there is, so please kindly introduce yourself. Just say hey to everybody here. All right, so this is the last session, everybody, and I think I would like to introduce the next speaker because this is a special request from Mr. Herdy. Yeah, Mr. Herdy, you are ready to be the next speaker, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then now, let me then give you a chance. I mean, everybody a chance to be the moderator. So anybody who wants to
Can
be
I?
moderator,
Can I again?
Altamis, Altamis, the one just finished. Okay, but let me then give other chance first. But of course, if nobody, I'll offer you a chance again. So please, anybody?
Can I, Mister?
Okay, Nabil. All right, good. I know you are brother, right? Okay, Nabil, it's okay. You can be the next moderator.
Sorry,
Okay,
Mr. Aceh.
yeah.
I have to leave it earlier because I got some text to do.
Okay, sure, no problem. Miss Aisa, thank you for
Thank you so
joining.
much. Goodbye,
All right
Mr.
then.
Aceh.
Okay, no problem. So, everybody, this is our WhatsApp group for those who haven't joined yet. So let me send to the chat. Okay. That's the link for our WhatsApp group. And then, okay, I think we are in the taking picture session. So again, as like Mr. Dennis did. So we will have a group picture again. But let's see if we get a better group picture now. So let me count to 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much for your presence in our meeting. Hopefully, you got many insight from us, and of course, your spoken skills, speak your English speaking skill much better once you join this session. And I'll looking forward to the next session from Mr. Herdy. I don't know the title, but I would be really looking forward to hearing his presentation. So enjoy your night, everybody, and I see you next week. Bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Thank
wabarakatuh.
you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Bye,
wabarakatuh.
everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.